Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another one. I'm joined by Mr. Bumpy Road Brews. We're at his humble abode, and we're going to review a beer for you. We've got a Treehouse beer. Brought this over to share with him. I've never had this. He's never had it. It's a great looking label. I love the orange and brown. It's kind of fall, very reminiscent of fall. And it's a beautiful night tonight. It's like upper 50s, low 60s.
Still summertime here?
Still summertime, but it's starting to feel like fall.
We're
so
getting into fall.
We're drinking a fall type of beer here. This one's called Big Nugget. It clocks in at 11.4%. It's a barrel blended imperial stout brewed with chocolate, almonds, toasted coconut, and a hint of freshly roasted coffee. And this is Treehouse coffee. They have their own coffee. They also have their own liquor now. Pretty soon I'm hoping they make their own bourbon, so that way they can blend their stuff in their own bourbon. Do everything in-house. So Treehouse is out of Charlton, Massachusetts, and they also have locations in Deerfield, Tewksbury, which is where I got this can from. But very excited to try this. I had my...
Well, that's
I
was looking at that and I said no.
Okay. So Bumpy brought me a very nice bottle opener to open this beer with. So we're going to do that just now. And we're going to pour it up. It's a very, almost motor oil type pour there. The dogs are in the background being rowdy. So if you hear noise, that's what that is.
You're having fun.
So there's your appearance. Jet black, it poured pretty much like motor oil. Sounds like somebody's getting murdered in the background.
Sadie, shut up.
Sadie,
It's too late for you to bark.
Anyway, it is getting late, so the neighbors are probably tucked away in their beds, and the dogs are going at each other.
This looks like Count Chocula. It's a very deep.
It smells very nice. I'm definitely getting the bourbon, almond, chocolate.
It smells like Count Chocula.
I smell
chocolate marshmallows.
Chocolate marshmallow. I'm smelling more chocolate
Almond.
peanut with the coconut, that sweet coconut coming through a little bit.
Is there almond in this?
There is.
I'm getting almond. Okay.
Almond.
I'm getting chocolate. I'm getting chocolate.
That was actually the first thing. Chocolate, almond, toasted coconut.
I'm getting chocolate covered
roasted
almonds.
coffee. It's like a Mounds or a Almond Joy, in a lot of ways, but with peanuts.
But I do kind of get
Or not
a
peanuts.
marshmallow sweetness. which is
Almond
like
Joy.
vanilla.
I smell peanuts. I think it's the combination. There's no peanuts in this.
I don't smell peanut.
Chocolate. It's the almonds that I'm getting. It must be just the way that it's blending with the toasted coconut. It doesn't smell boozy at all. It's not a boozy.
It smells like
aroma.
it's going to be thick.
It poured like used motor oil, so I think it is going to be thick. I don't think we have to worry about that. But it smells like a winter.
It smells gelatinous.
So without further ado, let's get to this brew.
Cheers. Even the clink didn't clink.
Mm-hmm. It's weighted down. Coconut. Yes. Thank you, Jesus. There's a lot of coconut on that first sip. Toasted coconut.
With tons of chocolate.
With the almond. It's a lot like Almond Joy with the chocolate, like almost dark chocolate. You know what it is? It's the chocolate with the coffee. It's the little roasty from that coffee that they put in there.
It's got that kind of like booziness.
11.4.
Like if you made like an Almond Joy cake. Because my birthday recently passed. Happy birthday, me.
Oh, happy birthday. Did I miss your birthday?
You did, and it's all right.
Sorry.
It's during this month. And, but my birthday cake, I have the wife make me every year, is a rum cake. All right. And the rum is cooked out, right?
Right.
It's baked,
you left
but
that
you
flavor.
still have the flavors left. So it still has a kind of boozy, but you're not getting any of the actual alcohol because it's all baked out. That's kind of like I said, like an Almond Joy.
Yeah, definitely Almond Joy.
Alcoholic cake.
The coconut was not coming through for me on the aroma. I was kind of disappointed because a lot of coconut beers, they hype the coconut and then you don't get coconut. With this one, toasted coconut was the first thing that I got. Out with the dog in since he's going nuts.
Damn it, Telly. It's demanding, Telly.
And after that toasted coconut, you get the almond and some of the dark chocolate. So it's almost, it could be milk chocolate. It doesn't necessarily chocolate though, for sure.
Yeah, that's darker chocolate,
But
darker milk chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate.
The bourbon notes are coming through too, more on the palate, on the aroma than the palate. You get the caramel, the toffee, the oak, and then when you get into the palate, you get the coconut, the almond, the chocolate, and it kind of masks a little bit of the barrel, but there's still some of that bourbon barrel aging coming through, and it's so thick and viscous. It's like, it's definitely a dessert, one and done.
No, it's a
candied
no
dessert stout.
The Milky Way bar.
Uh-huh.
The midnight Milky Way bar.
Right. I don't think I've ever had that, to be honest with you. I don't eat a lot of candy bars.
The name of this is Big Nugget.
Big Nugget, not Nougat.
It's not Nougat? Oh, it's Big Nugget.
Big Nugget.
But to me, it reminds me of like a dark chocolate Milky Way bar.
To me, it's like Almond Joy with a little extra roasty. I mean, it's obviously a beer. Caramel.
No.
Well,
chocolate nougat.
Yeah. To me, there's not so much caramel. It's more dark chocolate, almond, toasted coconut, barrel, which you can get caramel from like good bourbon, so like the bourbon barrel. Maybe there's a little caramel from there, but it doesn't remind me of nougat in the sense of like straight caramel. Either way, I digress.
The tree itself is made out of chocolate. Look at that thing.
The tree, yeah, I love the color scheme with this. The brown with the orange background. Very reminiscent of fall.
That would be an awesome chocolate, like for Easter.
Yeah.
Imagine
getting a treehouse chocolate. I would.
Instead of a chocolate bunny.
I would love it. And then you bit into it, and it's there's beer inside
hollow,
of it.
Yeah.
There's like a barrel-aged stout inside of it. So medium to almost, well, I would say actually heavy body because it is thick, motor oil like. All the flavors are on point. The most exciting thing about this for me is the toasted coconut notes really come through with this. It's not a disappointment in that department. But it is like a dessert. It's like a candy bar in a lot of ways. Whether you go Almond Joy, whether you go Milky Way, I don't think you can go wrong with either way of describing it. I think there's all of that in there. It just kind of depends on how you interpret it. But it's very, very thick, very dessert-like, very, very sweet and satisfying. But it's not.
It's not cloying though.
It's not cloying. Yeah, it's sweet in the sense that a candy bar is sweet, but it's not cloying. It's not over the top, and the 11.4% alcohol is completely not there, in my opinion. I don't pick up boozy.
The alcohol's not like it's got a little bit of warming, but
maybe it's going down.
Yeah,
some warming.
But the alcohol flavor notes like not there. As far as like heft though, this is a pretty viscous.
It's a very
beer, so you definitely feel it. You know it's a hefty beer because of the feels.
Yeah.
But doesn't taste the alcohol percentage that it states.
All right, so for me, I know we're into that part of the evening. We've done some beer reviews, and so you can tell he was peeking through the. Anyway, I'm gonna go with a 96. It's a solid A. It's not in the world class category for me. There's a lot going on with this. There's a lot of additives to this. I would like more bourbon, more barrel presence, less of the thick, viscous type. I love these types of stouts every now and then, but it's so thick, it's so viscous and sweet and dessert-like. It's a special occasion type of beer, share with a friend. To drink the whole beer by myself, I mean, we're splitting this beer. I've had enough already, and I've still got this much left. Not to take away from the quality of the beer. This is an incredible, incredible beer, but I would rather have something a little bit more just straight bourbon barrel or barrel presence without the additives. Get the dark fruit, you get the caramel and the toffee just from the barrel aging versus all of the stuff added to the beer. It just makes it so much heavier and harder to drink. But it's delightful nonetheless. So what did I say? 96. It's a solid A beer for me. You don't have to give it a rating if you don't want, but like, where do you stand?
Well, no, I'll rate it.
Yeah.
I'm a bit lower. a bit lower.
Okay.
On my 50-point inspection, I put this right around a 46. I put it in the excellent range.
Oh, okay.
If you wanted to double that, I mean, what are you looking at, 92?
92, 93, somewhere there. So, like,
Yeah.
lower A minus to almost solid
It's
A.
still
yeah.
an excellent
Excellent
imperial
beer.
stout.
For me, it's a solid A, but I can't. If it was more barrel heavy and less thick, with all the additives and stuff, it probably would reach world class because of the the great barrel notes and just the flavor in general is spot on. And I love coconut, but I'd rather have maybe something like this that's barrel aged with coconut, but it's more focused on the barrel versus the additives. But either way, you slice it, it's an excellent beer. And if you like barrel aged stouts, if you like imperial stouts, if you like stouts in general, I think you'll probably like this.
Stout, let it all out.
These are the things that we
Can't live without.
drink about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, an A stout from Treehouse Brewing Company. Not their best offering, but a solid A nonetheless. A lot of great stuff going on. If you like an Almond Joy candy bar or a Milky Way,
Dark
you're
chocolate Milky
you're
Way.
really gonna love this beer. So, buy Big Nugget from Treehouse Brewing Company. If you can get their beer in your area, definitely worth a shot. That'll do it for this beer review, guys. Thanks to Bumpy for joining me on this this beer review and having me over at his wonderful home. That'll do it.
Coming over and sharing this
Yeah,
beer with me.
absolutely. So that'll do it for this beer review, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, cheers, everybody.